to both classes of people, those who love to trade using the spot market and those of you who love to trade using the futures market. So I'll be taking you through a practical lesson on how to automate your Royalq robot. Are we ready? Drop a one in the chat if you are ready. Whoever misses, it is your own problem. Okay? Whoever misses, it's your own problem. But these side things are taking a lot of time. But if I had not taken my money off the market, I would be a millionaire today. I would have made a lot of money. But yesterday, so today I'll be simplifying your trading experience. Today I'll be simplifying your trading experience. All right, I hope we start now. That was enough time to wait. Okay. I usually do not understand when someone just joins the Zoom call and they immediately start complaining as if they have been around from the start. I usually do not understand that thing. It never works out in my mind. I don't want to lie to you. I do not want to lie to you. It confuses me so much. I really do not understand. Okay? Someone joins the meeting, they immediately start complaining. I can't hear anything. I can't immediately. Hmm. Yeesh. They start immediately. I can't hear anything. I can't. Please, no voice. Immediate. Hmm. Chai. As if they were the first person to join. But those who joined first, I think I spoke to you at the start of the call. So today I want to simplify your trading experience. I know most people have issues. I'm not a person who is so much into setting up of margin calls, so do not expect me much there. I will recommend you to the Monday training or tomorrow on Friday. I have leaders who are good at that. I'm not a guy that is so much into margin calls. Those of you who have worked with me for some time, you know that. But I will recommend you to some videos onto the YouTube channel done by Coach, either Coach, I think also Coach Mopiwa is very good at margin calls. I think after doing this, I can have him on here. Let me see if he's available. I'll keep this very simple. I can have Coach Mopiwa. He's very good at teaching people to set up margin calls. Let me abduct him very fast. This is called abduction. I'm going to abduct Coach Mopiwa. Please, Coach Mo, don't go. Because I know you're on the call. You can even chat me up because I know you are always on these calls. Then, if he's not around, I will basically request. I request my brother Saul to chat him up for me as I start the training. Uh, all right. Okay. So let's get started. Today, I will not rely so much on I will not rely so much onto trading view. I'll do that tomorrow to be my last class. But there are a few things that I want to show you. Look here, guys. Yesterday, I know you attended a class by Coach Mo, which talked about the same thing. But I just want you to understand how simple making money is. This is a zero line. This is a zero line. And there are two moving averages. One is a 12, another one is a 26. And they are moving, they cross one another. Simple. They cross one another. Whenever the 12 crosses the 26 above the zero line, the coin the coin pumps. And the same thing, whenever the 26 crosses the 12 below the zero line, the coin dumps. Let's check this practically. We can even use Binance, although it might not be very clear. So we come here on markets and we can pick any coin we want, either in the spot or in the futures. I see the return of the Lister coin. Are we getting back? Back to business. Okay. So usually during the bull run, these are not common. But I'll remove the stochastic RSI and just show you, and I'll take 15 minutes. These ones are not usually common, but it is the easiest way someone can continuously make money. Okay. They are not usually common. They are not usually common crossovers. But, for example, hope this could come out. Let me take this. Sorry. I'll bring my vertical line. And all of you can see there was a crossover at this point. They're not usually common there. That's where the crossover happened, because those of you who are not familiar with what I'm talking about, those of you who are not familiar, this is what I'm trying to talk about. That the MACD is a very simple indicator that anybody could be able to use. If you are starting off your journey, you can start in the spot market. And every day, you will always receive signals. Just a minute. Every day you receive signals. But in a normal setup of trading, it would be more advisable that a trader will take a signal whenever there is a golden cross. But usually, what traders love doing is that when the MACD crosses like here, when this golden cross happens here, they make an entry in the market. But usually this is not a sure win. Yes, when the golden cross happens, even below the zero line, the coin can rise. Even when the death cross happens above the zero line, the coin can rise. But in most cases, whenever the crossover happens in the red histogram area, those of you don't understand histograms, these are histograms. This is an Android. Okay. These are called histograms, these ones. I'm using a phone. These are called histograms. So when this crossover happens in the red histogram area, you see there is a zero line separating here. Usually the coin goes down more. The same thing, when this crossover, the golden crossover, happens in the green histogram area here, the coin pumps more. They are not common scenarios. So when a small moving average crosses a big moving average like here, the coin rises, but it does not pump. The same thing when a red histogram area, sorry, when a big moving average crosses a small moving average on the MACD, Below the red histogram area, on the red histogram area, the coin dumps. They are usually not common. But look here. They are usually not common. What is common, or what more traders take, is that when they get the crossover, they make an earlier entry in the market. Let me show you, for example, here in this scenario. A trader will wait for, like, these two lines, you see them? There is this one, the blue one is the 12, this orange one is the 26. When they cross each other here, that's when a trader wants to make an entry. It is called an earlier entry in the market. But in most cases, things can go the other way around after the crossover. So to take away the headache of trading, you can decide to focus. For example, let's go together. So let me start with the spot market. So I come to my Royalq. Let me start with the spot market. I come to my Royalq. You just need to do the following. Number one, activate your notifications on your Royalq application. How do you do that? Simple. You're going to come on mine. Then you come on system settings. Is it here? Yes. Mine. Then you come on system settings. Then you come and use notification settings. When you reach here, okay. When you reach here, you are going to connect. Let me unconnect. Let me unconnect so that I do this in an easy way. Coming, mommy. Coming, mommy. $27, 68, 45. Let me first disconnect. 27, 68, 45. Let me first disconnect. Then I show you. Okay, so I have unconnected my Telegram from my Royalq. So what I'm going to do, number one, the first step is that I'm going to connect. So let me unbind now. Okay. I have disconnected my Telegram from my Royalq. So I already have a Telegram account. If you don't have one, open up one. So number one, I'm going to connect my Royalq to my Telegram for notifications. So this is what I'll do. So I'll come here and I connect. How do I connect? Simple. I copy this link. I tap on this link. So I copy. Then I tap on this link. Automatically, it will take me to Telegram. When it reaches here in Telegram, I paste my code, bang, and I bind my Royalq to my Telegram. Step number one. Step number two, I'll come here on my Telegram and I tap on these three lines at the top of my screen, these ones. Then I tap on the setting icon. When I tap on the setting icon here, there is a lot I can do. But this is the most important thing. Number one, make sure you set your privacy and security of your Telegram. Save your account. That one, I will not go into that. But I'm going to come here on something called notifications and sound. So I'll select it. Having selected notifications and sound, then I'm going to create a specific sound for the notifications that happen on my Royalq channel. So here you have, these are called channels, and you can add them. So I tap on it, then I look for Royalq. It is always here. Maybe let me add crypto ambassadors. So once I tap on it here, I want to add a specific sound. So I tick notifications. Then I come here on sound. There are several. You can even add your own. There are several. You can even upload a sound, a specific sound that you want. Then I will add. I don't know what this is, but this one is very big. So I'll pick any. Is that home? I'm running away from this. Then I go to Royalq very fast. So I'll basically choose any sound. I don't want this to waste our time because it's not the best way. I'll choose any sound of my choice. Okay? So I'll choose that. So this means that I can even do different colors. It is up to me. So whenever, so the smart notifications, they happen 2 times in 3 minutes, 2 times in 1 minute. Okay, I confirm. So having set this, I already have this one of Royalq. So when I tap on it, they're asking me to mute, to customize, to disable the sound. So you can always even come and I can always change. So I always want a vibration. I want my phone to vibrate. Number two, I also want a sound. So I choose any sound of my choice. What is this going to help me? Whenever. So now I'm going to Royalq because I'm done with sounds. Now I come back here on Royalq because now my Royalq is connected. Okay. Now I want to trade. So I'll come here on Royalq. I'll start with spot traders. In spot, you are expecting the coin to move from here to go up. Is that right? Let me know in the chat. If you are trading the spot market, you expect the coin to move from here to go up. Is that right? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. In the spot market, you expect the coin in the spot market to move from here to go up. That's all. So what do? Come to your Binance account. You are going to decide how much capital you want to use. I have some money here in my USDT. It's around $500. So how much do I want to use per coin? Let me say, I want my first buying amount to be 50. What I will do, I will remove the $450 from my spot account, transfer it to the futures account. I only leave $50. That's going to be my first buying amount. It depends whether you want your first buying amount to be 20 or 10, it's up to you. So I will transfer USDT. I have 513. So I'm going to only remain with, let me say, $50. So I'll transfer the 463 to my funding wallet from spot to funding. So it means I've remained myself with only $50. Then I come to Royalq. I don't need to think of which coin to pick, but the following is key. When you are trading in the spot market, you want to buy low and sell high. Is that right? It's not about the negative, but basically what happens is that these coins are already down and I expect them to rise. So I'll pick any of my choice, but I'll pick many. Remember, I'm using the 15 minutes time frame. So I'll come and I say create martingale strategy board. Then the strategy depends on how you understand. So I'll make my first buying amount $50. Okay. I'll not go in settings, but if Coach Mo is here, he'll take you through settings. Then I come here on advanced, then trigger price, MACD, golden cross, above the zero line. It is even automatic. Above the zero line, it is even automatic. Then I save. Even if you don't know what to do, then I activate. What I will do is that I will open, because this coin is still going down. What I will do, I will open many coins. Does that make sense? I'll pick those that are doing well, pick those that are not doing well. Are we together? I don't even need to think about it. I put in my trade settings. Is that home? So what I will do, I'll pick many coins with the same strategy. This is what will happen. Hey, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't buy, don't buy, don't buy. I'll sell this off, guys. I'll sell this off. I'll sell this off. Okay, so you make sure you don't forget, like I have done, and then you put in the MACD above the zero line. Because basically, when a golden cross happens above the zero line, the coin pumps. So what I will do, I'll put these coins on either a cycle or a one shot is up to you. Because even if you put it in a cycle, it will buy when the golden cross happens above the zero line. Simple. And it will not buy again until the golden cross happens again. Now I'm done with spot traders. Is that clear? It will be up to you. Is that clear? I'm done with spot traders. You set many, and the formula is simple. So that one that will fit your criteria will buy, even if you do not understand how the MACD works. Because those of you who have been around for some time, it becomes much more easier for you to read the chart. Now let me go to future traders. Now let me go to future traders. Look here. The most important reason as to why someone would like to involve themselves in the futures market, for me, the most important thing, me as Julius, is to be able to make profit when the market is going down. I think that is the most important thing. Is that true? Because when you are in the spot market, you cannot be able to make money when coins are going down. That's why I'm encouraging you to lose your fear that I'm going to lose money in the futures market. Okay? Because look here, the opportunity that the futures market gives you is to make money when the market is going down. Is that true? Let me know in the chat. It is the most important benefit with futures. It is the ability that the market gives us to make money when the market is going down. That's all. Not chasing profit, not becoming millionaires, but that is the opportunity it gives us. So what do I do? When I say I'm going to come to the futures market here, where is my focus going to be? It's going to be to look for opportunities that whenever the golden cross happens below the zero line, I make profit. So what am I going to do? Simple. I'm going to say how much capital do I want to use back to my Binance. Then I go to my funding wallet. Let me say I want to transfer. Now the following are key. Number one, if I use $20 as my first buying amount times 5, I'll be using $100. Is that right? Let me know in the chat. Is that right? Is that right? So 20 times 5, this is a 5x. So what I will do, okay, depending on your fear and your appetite, if I go with the $50, 50 times 5, 5 times 5, that is 25. I'll be using 250. For me, this is very simple. So I will take my $50 into my futures account. Now, I didn't finish with the spot traders, but I'm going to come back again. Okay, so I've transferred $50. It means that when I'm creating my strategy, I'm going to make sure that my first buying amount is $50. The other side, when I was creating my strategy, I also made sure that my first buying amount is $50. Meaning that even if I open 100 coins, only that fits my criteria will buy with $50. The rest of my money is not available in that spot wallet or in that futures wallet. When I get a notification on my Telegram that my robot has bought and I want to apply margin calls of, let me say, $100, or let me say of $50, then what I will do, I'll just transfer $100 in my futures account. The reason is simple. If you are trading, who's now calling my phone? Let me just go back here. This is what I'm saying. If you're in a futures account, if you are using $50, make sure you have the power to transfer another 50 in your account that will be unused. Is that clear? If you're using 100, make sure you transfer another 100 that will be in your account unused. It will be very hard for you to lose the money. But then I'll take $50 as the example. So I'll come here. I don't need to say which coin, how is it performing. It's none of my business. But number one, I'll first focus on the coins that are doing well. I pick hype. I don't even need to learn how they read the chart, because I know whatever goes down, whatever goes up comes down. So I don't waste time. I pick this coin, then I come on short. I tap on trade settings, okay? Then I come here to create my strategy. So I make sure that I'm using $50 and I'm using a 5x. So when I put a 0 here, I can see that Royalq doesn't allow less than 13 hypercoins. When I put a 0 and save, 13. So I go to my calculator. Then I say, simple, 13 divided by 5. It is 2.6 for one coin. So I want to do 50. Then I do 5x. That hard. But 13 is the minimum first buying amount, and it's usually $5. 13 divided by 5 is 2.6 per $1 times my $50 times my 5x. It gives me 650. So I come here. On my first buying amount, I put 650 hypercoins. Then on the take profit, I don't waste time. I only need 1%. The rest is none of my business. And so before I think about margin calls, I will come down here and I say, look, my brother, Mark D, When the death cross happens, and it is automatic in Royalq, below the zero line buy, I don't need to touch anything. When the death cross happens, means that that of 26 will cross that of 12 below the zero line. So when it happens, please take my 1% I save. I confirm. I activate. What I do, look here, guys. I open as many coins as possible. I open those doing well. I open those doing badly. Do you copy? I open those doing well. I open those doing badly. I open, so I put a zero. This is already $256. So I come here, I put a zero, just not to waste your time. Then I save 429 for $5. So I go 429 divide by 5. I get 85 per dollar. Okay, times. So this is 85 times 50, my money. Okay, times 5, my 5x, 21,450. So I come here, 21,450. So this will be, I only need 1%. The margin calls will come later. Then I press this death cross below the zero line. Below the zero line, confirm. Start. I can even put them in cycle or one shot. I advise you to start with one shot as you master the strategy. I open those doing well, I open those doing poorly, I open those that are starting to go down. It is none of my business. How many are following? How many are understanding? This one is 66.7. 66.7. I divide this by 5. I get 13. I multiply by my $50. Then I multiply by 5. 3,335. Then I come here. 3,335. Okay. So I'm going to, if you are a guy who loves margin calls, I'm going to invite someone. Yeah, it's not my thing. Those who love to start with a very small capital, then you grow slowly, your margin calls, it's not my thing. Okay. I'm just very aggressive when it comes to my approaches. But those with margin calls, me, it doesn't matter your first buying amount. So below zero, save, confirm, activate, start with one shot, done. What's gonna happen is that this is how my futures account will look like. There will be so many coins. Yesterday, I got so much exhausted with a lot of questions and I didn't have time to come and I trade. But I want to show you. Bulungi, wasizotya baby girl, jangu kwenye app. Oh, love you, mommy. So, kolaba oti. Kuno ekisumuzo ky'emmotoka, ogende mu mmotoka yange wakati we wali pocket money wo olwaleero. Oba mami akuyambeko. So you see, look here, guys. I was not over profiting, but I was having several trades that keep closing. And at the end of the day, I made my $76 without opening my robot, without cross-checking it, without knowing. Ekisumuluzo kiri wali mu ddiiro we twalabidde TV ekyo. Mu ddiiro. Oyo muyambeko. Muyambeko. All right, sorry guys. Is that home? Is that home? Let me know. Is that home? Let me know. Is that home? Let me know. Someone is asking me why is it that the division is by 5? You who is having leverage, your API binding is not right. So meaning that whether I have signals or whether I don't have signals, will I make money? Hey, Chichi. Chichi mami. Chichi. Ufayo. Ngenda kugyayo sente kulayo kyuyo. Ngenda kugirayo sente kulayo kyuyo. Kugulireyo koyini. Ngitereke olidde olwaleero kigenda omuvuge bulungi. Okay. Is the message home? Yes. Just go and rebind. People are asking me, when it buys the first coin, will you go back and delete the rest that it didn't buy? Automatically, they will disappear themselves. But when it buys the first coin, look here, when it buys the first coin, let me just get in here. When it buys one of the coins here, number one, I'll get a notification in my Telegram. Is that clear? Number one, I'll get a notification in my Telegram. I love it. The bells keep ringing. I get a vibration. Then I say, okay, it seems my coin has bought or it has sold. Is that clear? I get a vibration on my phone. I get a notification like a bell on my phone. I come check my robot. If it has bought, then I can still come back on this and unpause them. I tap on pause, they disappear, they disappear, they disappear. Is that clear? Is that clear? I can even leave them in cycle. So whenever the death cross happens, it buys. If it doesn't happen, they don't buy. The challenge is that Royalq removed a strategy that sets all coins. It's no longer viable. Okay. The strategy of setting all coins at once is no longer viable. But if it was, then I would put in many. So look here. If maybe they send a signal, I can come and I create a long on it, anything I want. So I hope the message is home. Now I want to go into your questions. How many have understood? Give me a one if you have understood. I take very low leverage because I want not to over risk. I am multiplying by 5 because I want a low leverage. I am not doing a 10x. I'm doing 5 because I want low leverage. Those who are asking me why do I multiply by 5? Why do I divide by 5? Simple, look here. For example, if I don't understand this that is happening, and I create a trade here, one shot. This one is already created. Let me pick another one. Gold. I come here. Already my first buy is in already. Now look here. If I put a 0 and I try to save, Royalq says the first order cannot be less than 38 coins. So it means that if you put 38 here, the value is 5. How many can see? The value is 5. So what I'm going to do, I want to find the value of $1. That's why I go to my calculator. I say 38 divided by 5. So I get 7.6 coins. They are equivalent to $1. I want to multiply it by 50, which I want to be my first buying amount, and then do a leverage of 5x. So then I come, I get the amount, 1,900 coins. Then my leverage will be 5x. Is that clear? Then I come down here I say MACD. When you do a death cross below the zero line, buy, confirm, I activate. Even if I put this coin in cycle, whenever it happens, I'll make money. I come pick this coin. I say, please come and make money for me. I put a zero. I try to save. I get the value, 6 die coins. So I come here, 6, divide by 5, 1.2, times my first buying amount, 50, times 5 my leverage, 300. The margin calls we are going to come in. For those that is your interest, 300. Then I make sure my leverage is small. Don't do high leverage, because when I take 1%, it means that this coin will sell at 5%. When I put 10%, it means that this coin will sell at 10%. So I want to be able to lower my leverage. Then I come here, MACD, death cross below the zero line, buy. Question, is that hard? Question, is that hard? Question, is that hard? Let me come back to your question. Question, is that hard? No, someone is asking. Set all coins. Yes, the more people are asking me why, who thinks, why do I set many coins? Asking people, why do I set many coins? I set many coins because I don't control the market. Is that clear? I don't know which one will buy. Because when I set one and it doesn't happen, I miss the money. So I set many because I don't know which one will buy. I do. Is that clear? Does it mean that whenever it buys, it has to sell before buying again? What do you mean? It will follow that instruction. So when does the robot sell? After buying below the zero line, when my coin gets to 1%. Do you first go back to Binance on the coins you will set and first change them from cross to isolated? I don't do that. I leave my coins in cross because me, I trade one coin at a time. Look here, guys. I have a question. When I set these coins, I have a question. When I set these coins, will they all buy at once? When I set these coins, will they all buy at once? Let me know in the chat. When I set, I now have 6. When I set these coins, will they all buy at once? Let me know in the chat. No. Since the first buying amount is the same, the one that will cross is the only one that will buy. How do you set the notification bell so that when the robot buys, you will notify? Did I start with that? Guys, did I teach you how to set the notification bell? I think some of you are just late. I'll not go back. Will I teach you? Did I teach you how to set the notification bell? I think that's where I started. You'll go and watch the video. This one says, because some of you come late, you have controlled that. Yes, thank you. If your first buying amount is 50 and you set too many coins, how much should be in your futures account? You make sure that what you want to be your first buying amount is the only amount of money that is in the account. Because when you put $200, and your first buying amount is 50, and you put 10 coins, what will happen? The robot will buy many coins. Is that clear? Guys, is that clear? So when I get the bell that my robot has bought, I can come back to my Royalq. I stop these other coins, then I put more money, and I activate my margin calls, if that is what I want. The notification on WhatsApp, please. We don't use Telegram. If you are in crypto, using Telegram is a must. It's not an option. I think on Friday I need to tell you, you people who fear Telegram that you'll be scammed, you are just being run by people who don't know how to operate phones. Having Telegram in crypto is a must. It's not an option. Is that clear? If you want to scale your game in crypto, having a Telegram account is a must. It's not an option. When you are in futures, do you activate margin calls or you don't? You activate them. Now, before I go to settings, is the strategy home? Can we all be able to trade now with or without signals? Can we be able to trade now with or without signals? Can we be able to trade? What about the 15 time frame? When the time elapses and they sell, I didn't say, listen to me, guys. When this coin is bought in 15 minutes, it doesn't mean that it will sell in 15 minutes. See, some of you have that problem. You have made an entry at the right time. Does it mean this coin will sell in 15 minutes? Give me some answers in the chat, because I think some people are new to trading. Does it mean that this coin will sell in 15 minutes? No. It is just an entry. You are using 15 minutes time frame to enter the market. It doesn't mean that this coin will sell in 15 minutes. No. Now, let me answer people who say, why is it a must? Look here. Why is it a must? Let me just show you. Let me show you. Let me run very fast and I show you. Why is it a must? Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph. Why is it a must? For example, let me use this coin of mine called XSwap. Okay, this is XSwap. Okay. Every cryptocurrency has what we call social media platforms, where you can follow what is happening in that project. They always have three: X, Telegram, and Discord. So you see, if I want to follow what is happening on XSwap, I want to know what they are planning to do. I want to know what projects are happening in XSwap. Let me see if it's the one. Yes, it is the one. What do? I go to their social media handles. I open Telegram. I join their social media Telegram handle so that I can be able to follow and understand what is happening in the project. Please complete the catch above. 17 plus 15. Mathematics. J. You see? 17. C plus 15. 30. Now people are asking, so you don't know my reader? Why do I have a phone with a calculator? So I have answered. So what's up, man? Okay. I have clicked, I have answered. You have already completed the capture. So what? So I'm in the group. Okay. So when I'm in their community, I'm able to know what the project is all about. Do you understand? I am able to follow. You can buy XSwap on GetIGoX. You can use DEX. You can use Uniswap. I'm able to follow. So having an X account, having a Telegram account in crypto to be successful is a must. It is not an option. Someone is asking. Now, question. Before I continue with the settings that some of you want, before I continue with settings that some of you want, is it easy now to find a coin to trade? Question. It is not which coin is doing what, it is just picking any coin you want. Before I go to these setting questions that I see in the chat, let me see. This one I've answered. Let me see. This one I've answered. This one is saying, Leader, if I have my $50 in futures, can it be possible to trade 5 coins? If I put $10, you will get liquidated. This is what I would request. For you to easily enjoy, trade 1 coin at a time. Is that clear, ladies and gentlemen? Trading 1 coin at a time. Someone is saying in South Africa, I think, Coach Mopi, were you here? Coach Mopi, were you here? You are asking South African questions to the wrong person. This one. Then I'm going to bring in Coach Mopiwa for settings. Why does my liquidation price come closer the more I buy margin calls? It comes closer if you change your first buying amount. If you want your liquidation price to go lower, make sure you don't change your first buying amount. If your first buying amount is 50, make sure you are setting your margin call from $50. If you change it back to 5, the liquidation price will always get closer. The other thing is that if you want to open margin calls, always start with the smaller first buying amount. Okay. But let me give you the understanding of what me I understand. This is what I understand. I want to give you what I understand. But the challenge, all my coins, none is buying. And if it's none is buying, me, it's okay. No pressure. So let me say if a coin is bought. Okay. If a coin is bought, look here, guys. Although we focus so much on the liquidation price, me usually, my business is here. Although we focus so much on the liquidation price, me usually my business is here. Whenever I buy, if my average price gets closer to my current price, 2 things can happen. Number one, if I'm on long, it means that I'm getting closer to the current price so that if the current price surpasses, I'll be able to get out of the trade fast. Number two, number two, number two. If I'm on a short and my average price, which is my entry, gets closer to my current price, It means that very soon I'll get out of this trade faster. But to me, the most important thing in futures is the entry. If your entry is good, you will focus less on the liquidation price. Is my message home? Let me know in the chat. Is my message home? Let me know in the chat. The biggest challenge with futures is your entry in the market. If your entry is good, the biggest challenge with futures is when you enter the market. So the MACD that we have talked about today, it makes life much more easier because by principle I know when the golden cross happens above the zero line, the coin will always pump. When the golden cross happens below the zero line, the coin will dump. And we can look at that even if I don't waste time. Can take you to 15 minutes. Now, someone who has made an entry here, my friend, whether they are okay or not okay, they will make the money. 1%, bingo, out. Bingo. But you'll agree with me, by just following these moving averages, like at times you make an entry, then the coin does this move. How many of you know that? You make an entry, then the coin does this move. If your risk was so high, you get liquidated. So to avoid that, imagine someone who made an entry here. My friend, this was a clear money. But if someone made an entry here, they were not sure. Because when the coin moved, later it changed direction, and then later it went up again. If your risk is very high, by the time it reaches here, you already liquidated. Is the message home? Is the message clear? Is the message clear? What about those of sport? I told you, here is a question, and I want a simple answer. Was Royalq stupid to put their take profit at 1.3? Let me know in the chat. Do you think Royalq was stupid to put their take profit at 1.3? If you are using this method, do not exceed 1.3 as your take profit. Take 1.2, take 1%, don't exceed 1.3 so that you continue to make money. But if you are in the sport, me, when I'm in the spot market, even I can risk $1 million. Sport, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose in the spot market. Okay. Coach Mopi has told me he's on the road. So he can't help you. He can't help you. But I will force him, I will speak to him. I will find a way of forcing him to come. Today is a Thursday. So tomorrow, Coach Mopia, will you be available tomorrow? So that you teach these people on settings. Is very good in setting up the robot. Coach Mopiwa. There's also another guy in Australia. I don't know whether he's here. He's very good in setting the robot. You see, me, I'm not good at everything. And I don't need to be. Let me bring Leader Chadrick. I know he also is very good at setting the robot. Let me tell you guys, I'm not good at everything and I don't need it to be. In the sport, you will lose when there is a delisting. There is nothing to lose in the sport market. You just need to transfer your coin to another exchange. There's nothing to lose. If the coin has not sold for 2 days, now it shows a loss of $22. If you are in the spot market, just remain calm. You have nothing to lose. Just remain calm unless you are in futures. Your entry is key. Is it a short? Is it a long? I know Leader Chadwick is good at also setting the robot. I'm not good at everything. Me, I'm good at making entries. Okay? But I know there are people who are good at certain subjects. Let me see if we can teach you something. Coach Chadwick Wibo, are you around, sir? This is a hijack.
Yes, I'm around. Yes, I'm around.
Okay. Could you teach people on how to set up margin calls? Maybe they want to start with a very low fast buying amount. Okay, he could give you different formulas.
I will. Let me do it. First of all, we have to understand that settings depend on capital and your risk appetite and your plan. So you have to come up with all these three things first. So you find someone has $50 and he wants to put it as his first buy, and he wants to trade without any margin calls. That's very risky, whichever method of trading you want to use. So you must have more capital than what you're buying in with. So the first thing that you have to do is determine the amount you want to trade with. And if you're using the method that we have been trained to do, make sure that it's only your first buying amount that is there as you are setting these trades, so that only that amount can be taken up in that trade, because you don't know how fast or how rapid the change of market will be once you enter that coin. So don't put all your 500 in your exchange and put it all in your futures. You put bits of it. And we have been told all these things because we have been told to only use 20% of your capital to do your tradings in futures. Unfortunately, our desire to make a lot of money rapidly is what is making us not grow fast enough. So when you have this, you do the settings accordingly. So we are going to do the calculations now and to do the settings. So I'll share the screen. So I'll share the screen. Let me share the screen. Yes, if you are seeing the screen, please confirm. Good. So we are going to Royalq. You come to Royalq. Then you pick up coin. Let's say you have picked up this tooth, and then you create, you understand, and then you want to short or to long, whichever your choice. So now, as it is set up, this is a long. When you want to do a short, you click on the short. So if you want to do, the training today has been on short, so you're going to use to do a short. So when you come here, you come to trade settings down here, and then you manually create. Then the amount that you have will determine how many margin calls you are going to do. So you'll come here and put the amount, the first buying amount. So if you want to use 10x, like here, you just put your 2 zeros. You put your 2 zeros, and that is now your first buying amount is $50. If it is 10x. But if it is If it is 5x, then that's when you use the formula that Leader Julius has just shown you. So you put here your 0, then it refuses, and it gives you a breakdown. Sorry. Then you give it a 0, then it refuses. Then when it refuses, it tells you how much. So it has to be 82. So if it is 82, only 82 tooths can be bought. So you go to your calculator, 82 tooths. So 82 divided by 5. Divide by 5. Then you find that $1 is 16.4. So $1 is 16.4. And now you want to buy maybe for $50. So you multiply by 50. You get 820 for $50. Then this answer you multiply by your leverage. So you multiply by your leverage. So you multiply by 5. So you find that you need to put in 4,100 as your first buying amount. These are tooths. So you go and put in 4,100 tooths. 4,100 tooths. So now your first buying amount is 25. Is $251. The robot will take up just a fifth of that, which is $50. This is a leverage of 5. So your first buying is actually $50. So then when you come here, you change this leverage to 5 because that's the calculation you have used. Remember that the settings have been encouraged you take simple, lower, leverage. So your margin call limit here is what you are saying is determined by the capital that you want to put in. So when you want to use double up, you'll put maybe four margin calls. Let's do 4 margin calls. And then we change this to 1.1. You change this also to 0.1. Then you change this here also to 0.1. Then the gist of the settings now is in the margin configuration. So here is where the settings are done, here in this space. So if you want to do double up, the multiple buying in ratio, the default settings are already in. But most of us cannot afford this because the capital we are using is low. The capital we are using is low. So that's why we keep on changing. Otherwise, if we wouldn't have to struggle with this, it's already set like that. So if the coin goes down, it would buy 2 times. Then if it goes down again, it would buy 4 times. And it goes down again, it buys 8 times. And when it goes for the fourth time, it will buy 16 times. So if you use this method, then the capital that you need is a lot more, because that will be 30. We add here. So 2 times plus 4 times, that is 6, plus 8 times, that is 14, plus 16 is 30. So 30 times 50. 30 times 50. Are we together? So let's go to the calculator so that we can see. So we are now doing 30 times the first buying, which was 50. So you need 1,500 plus the first 50, plus the first 50, which was not included in the margin calls. So to do this, you need $1,550 per coin if your first buy-in amount is 50. But because of our greed, and if you use this method, by the way, it's almost impossible to be liquidated, because every time a chance comes up, you are buying more and pushing the liquidation price far. But people will say, why should I put in only 50 and I have $1,500? So let me put in 500. And that is what is now limiting us to modify these settings. So if you look at it from this perspective, you'll find that you are using a very small part of your capital to trade. But it makes sure that your capital keeps on growing because it's difficult to get liquidated. But because we like getting more money, if you get like this, then it means that if it only buys the first one, if it only buys the first margin call, and if it only buys the first buying amount and the sell, then you'll get 50 times 5 times 10. So divide by 100 percentage. So you'll get $25. But if you want to do the setting which can maximize your trades, your capital, so that you also make higher entry and have fewer margin calls, then you can change. You can change this to 1. Then you change this to 2. Then you change this to 4. Then you change this to 8. This would also look like it's a double up, although it's not. It looks like a double up, although it is not, because the first one has not doubled. But it will now require you to, it will allow you to use either a higher first buying amount, or you can trade with the same amount but with a smaller amount of capital required. So here we find that 1 plus 5, 1 plus 2 is 3, then plus 4 is 7, then plus 8 is 15. So our calculation here will be 15. Let's calculate again. 15. So this calculation now will become 15 times the first buying amount, which was 50. So it becomes 750 for margin calls plus the original first buying amount of 50. So if you have 800, you can use these settings. You can use these settings with a capital of 800, and you have for margin calls, your first buying still remains 50. So you see, it's like you can trade using about half of the requirement for the default setting. So here you can use your first buying amount as 50, and you should have $800. This will also make sure that you don't get liquidated, and if it buys more margin calls, then your profit will be more. Then we are going also to reduce the number of margin calls. We can also reduce the number of margin calls so that you can spread your calls better. So if we say you want to do 3 margin calls, for instance, leverage is 5. And then you you lower your margin calls to 3, call limit to 3. Then we come here. This is default setting again, double up. You can use this, and your capital will be much less. So you find that this is now 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 8 is 14. So 14 plus 5 is 15. So you find that the calculation is 15 times 50. So the amount required is 750, and you are still using the double up method, and your first buying amount is still 50. So you see how you play around with the margin calls, or you do. So on the other side, this is the number of multiples, and this is what is controlled by capital. So if you have less capital, then your settings become more difficult. So sometimes you find you have pushed to use 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So if you are pushed to use this because of your capital, it means that now you will have 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3, plus 4 plus 1, which is 4. So your calculations will look like this. So your calculations will look like this: 4 times 50 that you use to buy. So here you'll need only $200, and you maintain your $50 as your first buying amount with 3 margin calls. But now here the risk of liquidation is present because you are not increasing the number. When you are buying, you are not increasing the amount of coins that you are buying every time the coin goes down. So those are some of the things that you can do. You can play around with either the number of margin calls or the number of times you fit with. On this other side, we have not talked about this other side, but this other side of margin call increase or drop is you can use most of the signals talk about 5%. So you can spread your 5% here. So you can put 1, then you put 2, you put another 2 here. That's 5%. You can place 1, 1.5, 1.5, and put here 2.5. That is still 5. You can put here 0.5. You put 1.5. Yeah, 2 or 3. It is still adds up. It still adds up to that figure. So these are some of the settings that you can use so that you are able to trade comfortably using your capital. But remember that capital is key. So capital is key. So work on your capital so that you can use either double up or +1. So +1 is you'd put the first one here is 1, and then here is 2, then here is 3. So that's +1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1, like that. So that is what you do. Thank you. I cannot do more than that. I think that's what I can do, Leader Julius, for now. I hope people have seen how they can play around with their capital. Thank you very much for giving me this. Have a good day.
Right. Thank you so much, Leader Chadri. Could we give him some love hearts, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your sharing. Okay, a few questions in the chat. Someone says, but it is risky to us margin calls with high range. Could you find that when the market goes against you, the robot can't buy the last margin call with a high range? To me, I believe is that you may be impatient. How many of you have been in a business and for you, you want the robot to buy, but the robot is still helping you not to throw your money in the market. And you are like, the robot is delaying me. The robot is not delaying you. The robot is not delaying you. It wants to make sure that it puts your money at the right time. But for you, you want the money to get in now. Okay? So you can, if you are very impatient, you can lower your margin call drops. That's what I would answer. Let me see. This one says, is it possible to trade in futures when I don't set margin call? And after I've set my margin call, I go and put the margin call of, yes, if it's what you want. Like me yesterday, trading, I am losing my capital because I find myself running two markets. I don't understand your question. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you whether you are in the spot market or whether you are in the futures market, before you come to your settings, the most important thing is when you enter the market. And that was my main cause for today. That you see, because when I taught moving averages, some of you, I found out that you make entries at wrong points. For example, if you are using moving averages, do you know that the best time to trade this coin was here? Give me a one if you understand. That was the best time. Because when you enter this coin at around here, you may be puzzled as to whether this coin is going to go long or go short. And in this move, you might get liquidated. Again, the second best time to enter this coin using moving averages was here. But you see, when you find this coin around this area, you find that it has higher chances of reversal. But when you use the MACD, it would have bought here. You see how you are saving yourself. And by the time it has moved from here to here, you have got your 1%. Am I getting clear? So the MACD pushes away the emotional trading aspect. I don't know if people are understanding me. By making sure that the robot buys in the real time, then those who have issues, because me, I can manipulate this robot in all directions. But if you have issues with manipulating the robot, in Royalq here, you see this area here. Royalq has put settings for you. Am I clear? Even if you are not good at margin calls, Royalq has put settings for you. That if you are saying your first buying amount is $5, and let me say you are doing a leverage of 10x, it means here you need to increase this times 10. These are default settings for you. So you can even follow these and you'll never have issues. This is multiplying by 2. So if you don't have the money and you can multiply by 1, go ahead. If you have your money and you say, for me, I want to multiply by 1.5, go ahead. This simplifies your trading. If you don't know what you do after you have saved as your settings, you can still come back and then change. You see, you come here, you change this to MACD. This is golden cross above the zero line. You are done. You put the coin in one shot. You are done. You change your take profit from 1.3 to 1%. You are done. Save. Confirm. Activate. You see, look here, guys. I am on the same coin. And my short is active and my long is active. So whichever side the money is coming from, I'm available. Am I clear? On the same coin. If the money is coming from the long, let it come. If the market is coming from the short, let it come. Wherever the money is, please, money come. So if it changes and it goes down, money come. If it changes and it goes up, money come. By what I have taught, if you remain broke, it's going to be your own problem. How many have understood that? So when the coin decides to go up and the golden cross happens above the zero line, money come. If the coin decides to go down and cross below the money come. So I can trade the coin in all directions. Is that clear? Someone is asking, why are your margin calls off? You switch yours on. Me, margin calls is not my thing. You switch. What is the problem? Now it is on. Now it is on, sir. Any problem now? Switch them on. So you can set any coin. Make sure you first test this strategy. So if this is the coin and it is refusing to go short, I tap on long trade setting. Even if I don't know how to calculate this, if I'm using 10x here, I just need to add a 0 here on this first buying amount. Bing. It means here I'll be using multiples of 2. I will be doubling whenever my robot buys. If you were very high risk taker, then just change this because these strategy modes are here. Radical, conservative, steady. Steady is in between being conservative and being radical. So if you are a high risk taker, choose radical. That's what will change your margin call drops. Then I put a 0. If you're a high risk taker, go with radical. If you're a low risk taker, if you are a very fearful risk taker, go with conservative. I just add here 0 with my 10x. I keep this to this. Those who say, me, I want to start with a very low first buying amount, just multiply it by 5 or by 10. Work on your first buying amount. Then you save. If you don't have what leader Chadwick was talking about, then you come back before you start the coin, change from trigger price to MACD above the 0 line. Change your take profit from 1.3 to 1. This to 1. Save. The rest you don't need to touch. When you are starting with a very low first buying amount, then I activate. If it comes above the 0 line, money gonna come. If it goes below the 0 line, money gonna come. Any side. Then I set many coins. Is that hard? Let me know in the chat. Is that hard? Is that hard? Someone is asking. Someone is asking. How many comes from all direction on the same time? No, it cannot come from all direction. Remember, my first buying amount is the only money that is in my account. Was that clear? It means that if the long happens, then the short will not buy. Is that clear? If the short happens, then the long will not buy. Someone is asking, where is that 0 line found? In the MACD. There's a line that separates the green histogram area and the red histogram area. I think you joined late. You need to watch the video. Someone says, my robot cannot sell manually. Do you know how to sell personally? What will you do after the coin has bought? What do I need to do? Now look here, guys. The coin, the long has bought. Do you all see that? Do you all see that? But this is very little money. Here I'm playing with the opportunity. But okay, I'll just switch off the AI margin call. So if that coin has bought, then I don't need this rest. So I'll just come here. Then I pause. I just pause. Because my formula is to trade one coin at a what? At a time. So since it has found an opportunity, I come, I pause. Mm. I just tap on pause. They will disappear. Mm. Mm. So I remain with one coin. The short and long cannot go in at the same time. Is that hard? Is that hard? Is that hard? Let me know in the chat. Some of you are asking me these questions. You came in late. So I pause the coins. I pause. Someone says, kind elaborate on the setting above the zero line and the below the zero line for both the golden and the cross. I think you came in late. You need to watch the video. Can you buy margin calls manually in futures so that you increase your capital? When you do, you will affect your liquidation price. In two direction, if long is successful, will short direction still remain running? Yes. Show me the zero line. I don't see it on my phone. Do you want to touch it? I don't understand you. When I come here to set, it is here. The thing is here. Above the zero line. If it was a death cross, it would be below. Below the zero line. If you want to see it physically with your eyes, then you need to open the chart, then mark D. There is a zero line that separates the green histogram area to the red histogram area. There is a line usually. You can always see it when you come here on technical indicators. When it is negative, it is below. So it gives a buy signal. So when this happened, my robot bought automatically. Your hype has bought. But I think I need to end the Zoom. People need to go and watch the video. Your hype has bought. Is it in short or long? My friend, trading is not for weak people. It is here, it is in long. When the golden cross happened, it is here. But I've already told you that if you want to enjoy futures, for me, the best way to trade in futures is to trade on a short because the market goes so much down faster than it does go up. Okay. So when you choose to go short on coins, you'll always be able to win. Okay. That's what I think I taught. But you change to long, to short, one way click. Do the others will stop? I hope you haven't understood. Give it a try. My current price is 0.7 and the liquidation price 0.4. And the coin is not sell for 2 days. If you want to sell, please sell the coin. If you want to sell at a loss, please sell your coin. But you have gone through the margin call configuration. But you have not gone through the margin call configuration when it has bought. Because I used the default settings. They are here. I just used the default settings of Royalq. They are in here. I didn't change anything. I just used these default settings here in Royalq. I didn't change anything. If the first buying amount is 50, then the robot buys. I need to add more money in the futures account to run the remaining margin call. How much am I supposed to add? It depends on how much you are supposed to operate with. I've told you several times that if your first buying amount is how much money, make sure you have twice of that money if your margin calls, if you have $100, then make sure that at least if you are very risky, you are only risking $20 to be your first buying amount. Let the 80 back you up. Let the 80 back you up. Okay, if you're a high risk taker and you are taking 50% of your capital, make sure after your robot has bought, you return the 50%. I think I should come to the end of the call. Most of these things you are asking, the learning is in the doing. I have been selling manually, but I cannot sell. Switch off your phone and switch it on. Maybe it's your network. My liquidation price is closed now. What can I do now? What do you mean? Some coins will trade without a liquidation price. There's a lot of work to do. Some coins may not have. You may trade a coin and the coin doesn't give you a liquidation price. It is not your problem. It is not your problem. I want to enter $10 as my first buying amount with 8 in my futures account. What is the setting? So what have you been doing here all the time? What have you been doing here all the time? So if this is the coin I tap on trade setting, you use this. See, this is 5. This is $5. This is 5. If you want to make it 10, 13 times 2 is how much? 13 times 2 is how much? I think that is 26. This will be 26. That is $10. This is equivalent to $10. If you're using a 10x, you put a 0 here and you put a 0 here. So my friend, that will be the calculation. Your first buying amount will be $10. Okay? So if you're using default setting, it means that when it buys with the $10 here, it will multiply times 2. That is 20 times 2. That is 40 times 2. 10, 20, 40. It will be multiplying times 2, 80. So it means your robot we can only buy up to 4 margin calls here. Is that hard? Is that hard? Bam, is that hard? Is that hard? I think I've answered you. Can you start with 10 USD as your first buying amount and leave my account with no money? But when it is in the funding wallet, but I switch off margin calls. Yes, you can. Yesterday, Coach Emi from Ghana told of hedging, changing from short to long and vice versa. You don't change, you just open the other side of the market. For example, now markets are having a short. Hey, it has sold. Have I made money? You see, guys, and it will not buy again. Is that hard? So it will now remain here because it is waiting for the short. And no matter where this coin goes, look here, guys. You see, my golden cross happened here, and I'm out here. Are you getting the difference? I don't know, guys. Do you see? Me, I'm out here. Even if this coin reaches heaven, is it still my business? Let me know in the chat. Is it still my business? Let me know in the chat. It's not my business. Me, I'm done. I'm out. Then I go on another coin. So I wait for it on short. Let me trade this one. This is a long. Even if you are not good at mathematics, this is 11. I want to use 50. 11 divide by 5. I'm repeating myself. Times 50. Okay, times 10. 1,100. 1,100. I'm using $50. 10x. I save. Before I save, I come here. I change this to MACD above the zero line. I reduce this to 1%. I put a 0 here. Activate. I leave the coin. I put short and long. Whatever comes, we go with that. I open another one. My question is this hard? Because me, I see it is easy. I can put the coin on a short, I can put the coin on a long. Whatever comes is where I make the money. Guys, is it hard? I don't know what I can do because the questions I see in my chat, it's as if I am just here to waste time. This is easy. Do I need to know technical analysis to do this? No. Someone is saying, is it on cycle? It's up to you. If you want cycle, just know the coin will stay there. Now I have opened. So every coin I open, if I open this on a long, I can create a short against it. I don't know why this is taking people a lot of time to understand. I can create a short around it. When I create a long, I can create a short around it. When I create a short, I can create a long around it. I don't need to have any special skills. And I take my 1%. Putting short and long, is it the same money? Yes, it is the same. Where the market goes is where the robot will buy. Will the robot accept when you have $50 only and you have used it as the first buying amount in long and you have set 2 directions in your account? Question, Edrin, will the 2 directions be bought at the same time? The answer is no. Yes, I need to return money to my account to run the margin calls. The answer is no. The robot cannot buy a long and a short at the same time. But sir, when you are earning on long, you are losing on short. How? Guys, is it possible that I'm earning on short and losing on a long? No, they cannot buy at the same time. How do I know that is zero line? As someone says, yesterday, Amy from Ghana talked about hedging. Hedging is simple. Hedging is just meaning you are trading the coin on 2 directions. You are trading a coin on 2 directions. But when I'm using MACD, do I need to get worried about hedging the coin? Guys, when you are trading, I want you to apply common sense. I don't want you to cram. When I'm using MACD, do I need to get worried about hedging a coin? That if a coin goes against me, because when I put in my MACD, the robot will follow my instruction. If the MACD cross doesn't happen, the robot will not buy. This is not cram work. I want common sense to be at work. It is very key. I want you to think out of the box. I don't just want you to say that this is what I was told. Look here. This is the coin. It is hype. I have pressed it on a short because it sold on a long. Question. Can the two be happening at the same time? I pressed the long, it sold. I pressed the short. Can the two be happening at the same time? It can't. Because it is following my instructions. It is waiting for the golden cross above the zero line, or it is waiting the death cross below the zero line. One of the two happens. The two cannot happen at the same time. Hey, I'm setting it that whatever happens is what happens. If it happens on a long, let it go there. If it happens on a short, let it go there. If one activates, will it lose? But this man, I don't know how I can explain. If a short happens, will the long be there? My friend, the two cannot be working at the same time. The coin cannot be I don't. Can a coin be moving the same direction at the same time? This man. Can the coin be going long and going short at the same time? The coin cannot be going in two directions at the same time. The coin cannot be going long and going short at the same time. Can the death cross and the golden cross be happening at the same time? This man. The two cannot be happening at the same time, my brother. When is it the best to trade on a cycle? Guys, cycle is very sweet because of this. He's saying what? If the long is activated, the short will close. How? How? You see, I was trading this coin on a long. It sold on a long, but the short has not happened. The short will remain in here. Even if I press a long on this coin, let me show you. Let me put my MACD. Let me open. When I put this coin on MACD, this, and I press it on a cycle, and I also press this one short on a cycle, this is what is going to happen. This coin will stay in my robot for life. Whenever the golden cross will happen, the robot will buy. Whenever the death cross will happen, the robot will buy. This coin, I'll be trading it for the rest of my life. But the MACD will be determining when the robot will enter the market. After the MACD has bought on a long and it sells, this coin can never buy again until another MACD will happen in the future. So even if I put this coin on a cycle, it will remain in my account for life. Whenever the golden cross will happen, this will buy. Whenever the death cross will happen, this will buy. For the rest of my life, I'll be making money on that coin if I leave it there like that. Is the message home? Because it will never buy until the golden cross happens. Someone says, maybe it could activate long before it gets to the... Now I leave you. I understand, sir. Okay. Just slowly on how to change from long to short. How? How do you want to change? I'm not the market. How do you want to change? If I decide to set this coin to have a long and a short, this coin will stay here in my robot, waiting for the MACD to go below the golden cross. If it buys and the market goes down, it will sell.
The only provision will be if you put a higher take profit, that when this death cross happens here, and you put like 3%, if it doesn't reach this 3%, and then the market changes and forms a golden cross above, that I believe could be the possibility for you to have a long and a short at the same time. But if you put 1%, once it happens, this will sell and it will wait. It will not open again until another death cross will happen in the future. How many have understood? I'm trying to answer questions. How many have understood? It means that I can set my robot for life. How many have understood? What I have taught you is automating your robot. I have automated I can automate my robot, and I don't need to keep checking it. And I will keep making the money. It is not about how much I make. I see now people are sweating. Just understand that you see this 0.4. If it happens 10 times, do you know that it is $40? This 0.4, if it happens 10 times, do you know that it's $40? And if it is not happening on this coin, maybe it is happening on another coin. How many are copying? So if I have many, some are on, some are off, some are on, some are off, some are on. And if I want my margin calls to work, it means that I need to now come back. If one has bought, then I pause the rest. But since my settings are in, when it sells, I just open, start, activate. How many have understood? My coins I have set have failed to align like yours in Royalq. Is there anywhere I can take a screenshot and send in the chat? If you activate and engage MACD for the golden cross above the zero line, but the cross happens below the zero line, nothing will happen. The robot will not buy. It is $4. But what if it happens 100 times? It is 40. You see, some of you overcomplicate things. This is a very smart approach. If it doesn't happen, the robot will not buy. If you activate the MACD on the golden cross above the zero line, but the cross happens below the zero line, nothing will happen. The robot will not buy. It will wait. You can set both directions without using margin calls, yes. But when it buys, you get the notification. You can come and open your margin calls. Guys, before I suffocate from here, because some of you, it will take a year to understand what I have talked about. But if you want money, you will go and read. When trading short, is it better above or below the zero line? Below the zero line. Thank you, Margaret. In case you are not interested, wait for signals. The good thing, signals are there. Now, what is this? What is Mwanje Jacob sharing in the chat? Is this a screenshot, a link, a token? Someone saying mine is fading to align like yours. I don't know where your problem is, but just go switch off your phone, switch it on, switch off, switch it on, switch off, and see. Maybe it's your network. when you close margin call, by which condition and how? We choose margin. Now, guys, let's have a good day, because I think Leader Chadwick was here and he spent a lot of time explaining margin call, because Bamvambo is saying which choice margin call by which. Let me leave you now. Let me leave you before people go mad on my lesson, because what I see people about to lose their mind. Let us end the call before I confuse people. It means I have been with more capital to trade the two sides. Guys, let me go in peace in peace. Eh, eh, Let us end the call here before people become mad of the knowledge. Because the knowledge is now becoming the problem. Because someone is saying the signal I already seen the group is not don't trade after 3 minutes. Is it a must? Yes, it is a must. Before people, I think it's better we live in peace. Before people start suffocating from this Zoom and getting confused, I will find a time. Can I repeat this same thing tomorrow? Can I repeat this same thing tomorrow? Because I see people about to go mad about the lesson. Can I repeat tomorrow? So I think I need to repeat tomorrow. I repeat tomorrow. I'll repeat tomorrow, because according to questions in the chat, sir, I got a message. Change leverage ratio. It means your API binding is not right. Go and repeat your API. Because I see people are about to suffocate from here. We go in peace. Have a good day. Have a good day. I cannot be able to do futures in New Zealand. Man, I don't know. So use any exchange. Futures on Royalq are present on HTX. Try HTX. If Binance is not, try HTX. Yes, try HTX where you are in New Zealand. Binance is not working, my brother. Yes, try HTX. Try HTX or Bybit. HTX is giving 1x. Change the leverage in the exchange on the coin you are trading. It will work. Have a good day. 7:30. I think I will need to repeat the same thing I have talked about today. 7:30. Have a good day. Have a good day before I see someone stoning me from here because of the knowledge becoming too much for them. I will repeat slowly tomorrow. Have a good